welcome into Colour Club. Thank you for joining. It's Sea Creature Week this week, and I found us a really cute looking sea creature. I think it's like a shark, but it's like a kawaii style shark. Nice and easy to colour. We're going to practice a little bit of blending in, but then the main colouring in bit is just it's just a nice flat colour, so that'll be nice and easy to do as well. But a bunch of character, a bunch of personality coming out in this little shark that we're going to draw today. Okay, so these are the materials. Considering I didn't put this in the right place and check it before I came on live today, I've nailed the positioning of that. It's absolutely perfect. These are the colours that I'm going to, these are the materials you're going to need today. First off, we've got a Spectrum Noir Premium marker pad, or any kind of pad that is good for alcohol markers. Go and grab that first. This is quite a big one, A4 kind of size, but I usually draw quite small in there. You will also need a pencil. I do like a pencil nowadays, so grab yourself a pencil for just chucking on a few outlines. Now, normally what we do is we pencil lines and then we put on the colour first. Today what we're going to do is we're going to put on the black lines first, so we're going to ink in first. So you will need some black pens. So I'm going to use a 0.5 and a 0.1. So black pens, 0.5 and a 0.1. We'll do some. We'll draw our character first. It's throwing it down with rain now. How is the sound? Can anybody hear the rain? That's fantastic. Awesome stuff. Let's keep it like that then. Right, these are the colours. Now, don't get too stressed about all the colours that I've I've put in here. Cheers, Nicola. I'm glad nobody can hear it. But yeah, these are the colours. So because we're drawing this little shark character, I've got a couple of greys, a light grey and a dark grey. The light grey is probably going to be the most used grey, and then the dark grey maybe for just a little few flecks and things like that we'll throw on it as well. You don't have to have exactly the same colours as me, just a light grey and a dark grey. If you've only got one grey, that's cool. Just use up one grey. When it dries, we can use the same grey to add some texture and double the opacity of the colour. The rest, these colours are for the mouth. So let me show you. I've just grabbed a load of reds. Now, essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a dark red and a light red for the back of the mouth, and I'm going to use a dark red and a lighter red for the tongue. You might want to go like a darker pink and a lighter pink for the tongue. You could even use the same colours for both. It doesn't really matter too much, but I've grabbed all four of my reds, and I'm going to use dark and a light for the back of the mouth, dark and a light for the tongue. Okay, these are the darker versions, these are the lighter versions. We'll talk through it when we get there. You can't go too far wrong. Even if you go and put greens in the mouth, I think greens will look fantastic. You will need a rubber as well, because we're going to rub out a few lines when we're finished with this. Let me just dig out my rubber. I rarely use it. I've had that for years. I rarely use it. Okay, are you ready then? So first shape we're going to do, let's go and put in a happy sausage shape. This is going to be for the mouth. Don't go too big, because we are going to draw a big body around it. The good thing is about this particular character is there's not much in the way of colouring in. It's a big shape, but there's not much in the way of colouring in. So you will have quite a big character, fill a lot of space without having to put too much effort in. So here we go. Smiley, happy sausage kind of shape. Quite a long one. Can you see that? Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see that properly. There you go. That's our first shape. Okay, that's the mouth. So give yourself a decent amount of space in there for the mouth. You can see how big it is compared to my finger. It's about the width of my finger. That's the kind of thing you want to go for. Now, this character's got a couple of little teeth at the top, and the teeth are kind of attached to the skin. So what we're going to do is just up there, little V shape, and up on this side, a little V shape. And then somewhere in the middle there, let's go and put a tongue in. Now, with this tongue, what I really want to do with this tongue is leave a little bit of space so we can put a throat, a tonsil at the back. I don't know whether sharks have tonsils, but this one's going to have tonsils. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a tongue. It's going to be a really wide tongue. It's going to dip down in the middle and then big and fat on the other side as well. So like this, let's start over here. Dips down in the middle, back over the other side. Think of like a soft M kind of shape. Put that in. We don't have to worry about the tonsils. We'll deal with that later. Okay, let's go and work on the head now. So for the head of this character, we're going to come up this side. We're going to do a curve across, and we're going to come down the other side. So just come up this side, look. Do a curve across, and then down on that side. Gone a little bit too wide there, so I'm just going to quickly rub that out. I know what happens, because if I make a mistake, everyone copies my mistakes perfectly. So let's just get rid of that straight up. That's the head. This shark is kind of flying, swimming upwards. So that's what we're going to go for, okay? So we're going to see a lot of belly under here in a minute. Just going to zoom out just a little bit more. Right, over on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to just take a little line down. But this is so the shark's going to be flicking over to one side. So this side, look, just put in a little kind of shape like that, a little line down. Let's go to about there. Over on the other side, though, see where this line goes straight down? Over on the other side, we're going to hook the line around. It's going to be a lot smoother. See where we've got a little bit of a ripple going on just there? We're not going to bother with a ripple on the other side. What we are going to do, though, is just bring that line down and curve it round to about there. So you see, first of all, it ends up a bit lower than the first line we did. We need it a bit lower. And also, it's coming all the way round in there. So it's almost like center of the shark there. What that's going to help us do is it's going to help us put in, we're going to join these two bits together with the tail fin. Two little bouncy lines, and then hopefully everything will start taking shape a little bit. So just over here, let's do a bounce over there and in. Then over here, a little bounce and in. And that becomes our little tail fin. Just a couple more lines and then we can start inking in. Like I say, we're going to ink in before we do any colouring in today. Let's go and put in the, where are we going? Oh yeah, the fins either side of this character. Just two little curves, so we'll go this side, look, we'll do one here. And then we'll do something over the other side, something similar in a kind of similar position, just coming in and out. Now don't forget, I am going quite dark with these lines. Don't feel like you have to go quite as dark as me. You want to go dark enough just so that you can see them. You might even want to start rubbing some of these lines out a bit so you can just see the remnants of the lines. Let's get back up top. We're going to throw in a couple of eyes and then we can, a dorsal fin, is that what it's called at the back? Let's go and put in a couple of eyes though, look, just here. See how it's straddling the head right on the corner of the mouth there. Let's do something similar on the other side. Straddle in that headline right on the corner of the mouth. There's our eyes. And we'll finish off with just a little hint of a fin from the back. Just there, look. There we go. Okay, I'm going to rub out a couple of lines and then I'll wait for some thumbs to see if everybody's happy with their pencil line. So the first line I'm going to rub out is the one that goes inside the eye. Let's just get rid of that. We don't need that. Now technically we are going to colour the complete eye in black and leave a little reflection. So the only reason I want to get rid of that line in the middle there is just in case it goes through where the reflection's going to be. Obviously you could rub these out later, but I kind of like to get them rubbed out now. So that's one line that we're going to rub out. The second line that we're going to rub out is the one that goes at the top of each of those two teeth. You see these two teeth? Just there, let's get rid of those. What I want is for that shape of that mouth to include these two teeth in there. Just putting that line back in again. Again, I'm going quite strong with my lines. Don't go that strong with your lines. Just keep it nice and simple. You might even want to just rub out, like I say, just rub out a few of those lines so they're quite faded, just so that you can see them. That's the important thing. Okay, should we start inking in? Good thing with the inking in at this stage is that it creates a little bit of a barrier for us, so that when we're colouring in, we know where we're going. Go and grab the fatter of your 2 pens. So I've got a 0.1 and a 0.5, so grab a 0.5 or 0.8, something like that, and let's go and ink in. We'll start at the top, work our way down. Let's go across these eyes first. Outline the eyes. We're going to colour the eyes in with a black a little bit later. For the time being, we're just concentrating on the outlining. In there though, let's go and add a couple of reflections. Top corner. I know circles don't have a corner, but you know what I mean. Top corner. Go and put in a reflection. You could put in 2 or 3 reflections. If you do that, do one big and a couple of small ones. I'm just going to keep it with those 2 reflections. Let's carry on going. Let's go and join up the top of that head now. Remember, we want to double line everything we do. We want some strong intersections, so where the line kind of just joins that eye, there and there. We want those parts of the line just to be fractionally thicker than the rest. It's where the shadows live, so it's always worth putting those in. And then let's go around that fin that's got sticking out the top there. Again, double line it, nice and wonky, and strong intersections. Let's bring it down into the mouth next. Just remember, as we're doing this mouth, don't get carried away and do that sausage shape. We want to make sure that those teeth are part of this shape. So make sure you go around those teeth as well. They're the only teeth this character is going to have. Obviously, feel free to add extra teeth if that's what you want to do with yours. But I'm keeping this quite easy and simple. Let's double line all of this. Let's go around that tongue as well. Now with the tongue, you could, for some of you, it might be more natural to start there and work your way across to that side. So you're starting on the left and you're working your way across to the right, because that's the way most people write when they're writing stuff. But actually it's easier to see where you're going if you start over on this side and work your way across here. It might feel a little bit more unnatural as you're doing it, but at least you can see where the line needs to be. We'll add the tonsils later, like I said. Let's go and start on the body. Just here, we're going to start on that eye, we're going to work our way down to the fin, then we'll do the flippers, and then we'll do the other side, okay? So just there, look. Get down to that tail fin, double line it, nice and wonky. Whip around the flipper. Technically, this flipper is a floater, not attached to any other line. I usually like all my lines to be attached to something else, but we've got a couple of floaters in there, so go and do those. Also, double-ended flick off, so you want to try and flick off the end so it's nice and thin. Fat and wonky in the middle. And then let's go around the other side from that eyeball all the way down. Double line it, keep it wonky. Colour in those gaps. If your wonkiness is a bit too fat, don't forget to colour in all of those gaps. Three more lines and then we're finished with our line work. Nice and quick and easy, this one. Down here in the tail fin, There's one line. Other side of the tail fin for the second line. Last line, the third line, and the final line is just, again, another little floater. And we're going to put this floater in. It's going to make it look, hopefully make it look like the tail fin is kind of flipping forwards a little bit. So you want a little line, a little floater that goes across there. Look. Just to put a little crease in on that belly. How are we doing? That's line work done. That's what it should look like. We're going to throw a little bit of colour on in the middle in a minute, but let's have a quick look, see how everyone's getting on. So when you're ready, put yourself in gallery view. If you want to have a look at everybody else's artwork, hold it up to screen. Let's see what everybody's artwork looks like. Put myself into gallery view. Who's up first? Donut? You're up first, mate. Let's have a look. Spot on. I really, actually, Donut, what you've done with yours is perfect. Because yours is quite low down, gives you the opportunity to draw something up above it. So wherever that shark is swimming up, so maybe you can do, because you like drawing boats, don't you, and things like that. Okay, mate, it sounds good. I can't wait to see what you come up with. You see what you're channeling here, Tash? You're channeling those old workshops, yeah? How are you getting on, Tash, with yours? Let's have a little look. Yeah, spot on, mate. Yeah, spot on. That's all right. I like going at this kind of like energetic pace, so it's kind of slow enough, but you know, still pushing yourself forward a little bit, so you make a few mistakes along the way. I always love a little mistake, but that looks good. No mistakes so far. It looks really nice. Nicola, how are you getting on with yours? Again, perfect. I'm making this bit too easy for everyone, I reckon. Yeah, that looks spot on, Nicola. Well done. Thank you very much, mate. Well done. Okay, whip yourself back into speaker view. Let's go and put some colour in on this. Now, generally, that little bit there of kind of having a little look at everybody's artwork was mainly so that we could leave those black lines, give them a little bit of time to dry. So just be careful when you are putting these alcohol marker lines or colouring in now. Technically, you would want to leave it a little bit longer. So you might end up seeing a little bit of the black seep through. If you get any of that, just work with it. You know, a little smudge drawing might actually look quite nice. It'll be fun. Right, let's go and do it, shall we? Let's put in some colour. We're going to start. Let's start with the tongue. So if you remember, I had four colours. Four colours, yeah. So I had a dark, a medium dark, a medium kind of light, and then a very light red. They're my four colours. What I'm going to do for the tongue is I'm going to take the very lightest red, and then this slightly darker red over here. So I'm going to leave that gap, bring these two in, okay? If you've got that many reds, then that's what you want to try and do. If not, just any kind of like light pink, dark pink colour combo in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to colour the whole tongue in with the lighter colour first. Then we're going to add a bit of a shadow, maybe across the back, and then just go back to that lighter colour to blend it in a little bit, okay? Now, as you know, my technique is always get the nibs off. Get the nibs off so it's nice and quick to work with. That's the wrong end. I'm going to use the fat end on both of mine. And so here we go. Lighter colour first, yeah? We're just going to colour the whole thing in with that lighter colour first. Just work your way across. Getting that lighter colour in, keeping it nice and wet. All the way across there. And then once you've done that, go and grab that darker colour. And then with the darker colour, we're just going to throw in a big shadow across the top. There you go, you see that? Big shadow across the top there. It's quite a strong line at the moment. That's not a bad thing. We could leave it like that. But what I'm going to do is now go in with the lighter colour again. And just tickle over that line. Just tickle over that line a little bit. You might sometimes need to scrub backwards and forwards. But there you go, just a little tickle there, and you can see how the alcohol now is doing all the work and blending everything in, okay? Awesome stuff. If you need to, you can go back in with the darker colour just to add a bit more darkness up the top here. If you've overworked it and you're starting to dilute it a little bit too much, because that's all we're doing is we're diluting that pink. Go and add that in. There we go. First bit done. That's a nice easy bit of blending in. Next bit is going to be even easier because we're going to go into the skin tone. So if you remember, we had the two greys. We're just going to use the lighter grey first. And watch this. We need to kind of get these shapes in just the right place. So we're going to start at the tail fin and we're going to work our way up. We're only going to do a little tiny bit on the side here. We're going to start at the tail fin and get up to just underneath the armpit. We'll call it an armpit, a flipper pit. We're going to get up to the flipper pit. Then we're going to follow that curve around. You see the flipper curve, but we're not going to hit the black line. We're going to be just short of that. And then curl around until we get to the eye, okay? So watch this. First bit, just from the edge there, bring it in to about there. Just a little tiny line there. Then from there, we're going to go up and get ourselves into the armpit. Into the armpit, flipper pit, whatever you want to call it. Just bring a little line up. Nice and gently. From here, we are then going to do this next line. We're just going to follow that curve, but don't hit the black line, yeah? You want to be just short of it, and then we're going to curl back into the eye. It's going to be like an S shape. So from here, look, just kind of go around there. Up the top. Curve into the eye. There's our shape. See how it's just short of that white line, that black line? So we're just kind of bringing in almost a fake white line in there. Let's colour in the rest of this bit. My grey is running out. If your pens are running out, just go a little bit slower with the colouring in. There's the shape we're going for. That'll do nicely. Right, next bit. We are going to do, let's do the same. What we've just done there, we're going to flip it over, do exactly the same on the other side. So let's get this little bit down here first. Bring it up to the flipper pit. And then it's going round that flipper, leaving a bit of a gap, and then curling back into the eye. There's our shape. See, mine's looking a little bit rough around the edges, which is fine. The alcohol will kind of carry on blending a little bit. But we're going to hide a lot of this texture under some double layering of the grey. Okay, two more little bits of grey that we're going to do. One is down here. You see this little curve that we did? We're just going to add a little bit of grey to the top of that. So just here, look. Little tiny bit of grey. And then the last bit with this grey, we're going to go from one eye to the other eye. We're just going to bring it down a little tiny bit. So from there, look. There we go. We're done with the grey. Let's get back into the mouth then. So let's just have a little recap on these colours again. So if you remember, I used the lighter two, so the very lightest colour, and then I missed one and went for that one for the tongue. This time for the back of the mouth, I'm going to go to the very darkest colour, and this one. So you want a real dark red on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to colour the whole mouth in with the lighter of our two reds. The bit in the middle, we're going to colour in with the darker colour, and then we're just going to stretch that dark colour out. So it looks like the back of the throat is darker. So we're going to start off with the lighter colour. That's the dark one over there. Start off with the lighter colour. And colour in the whole mouth with this lighter red. Take your time going around those teeth. Now generally what I like to outline after I colour usually, just in case I kind of make a bit of a mistake while I'm colouring in, because then I can put the outline next to the colour and I don't have to worry about getting it in the lines. So just take your time, make sure you stay in the lines on this as much as possible. If not, it's going to look like your shark's got lipstick on. Not such a bad thing. Go and grab that darker colour, and what we're going to do with that darker colour is just big old dark section just there. Going to throw in a big dark section with that darker red right at the back of the mouth there. And then with your lighter pen, just start dragging it out a little bit more. Tickling over the border, dragging it backwards and forwards. Go in with that darker colour again if you need to. Keep on going backwards and forwards, grabbing the dark colour, grab the light colour. Darker colour just to add some more ink, the lighter colour to move that ink around and start blending it in. So there you go, it should look something like that. That's not a bad look. Okay, so we had dark grey and a light grey, yeah? We've used, let's turn those around, dark grey and a light grey. We've used the light grey for all of this pattern here. We're now going to use a little bit of the dark grey. So go and grab that dark grey. First thing we'll do with the dark grey is this fin at the top here. It's right at the back of the character, that's why we're colouring it in with a slightly darker colour. So that's the first thing we're going to do with that. Second thing we're going to do with this darker grey is just a little line underneath the armpits. A real subtle line. Just there. Just there. Just to show that the armpits are casting a bit of a shadow. That's all we're going for with that. Keep hold of that grey though, because what we're going to do now is we're going to go and put some texture on the side of our shark and on the top there. We're going to put some little ovals and circles. So just remember, when you get into the centre of the character, that's where they want to be more circular. As you get to the edge, they want to be more ovular, if that's a word. So look, over here, they just want to be ovals like that. As you get to the middle here, put them in as circles. Let's go and throw a few of those in. Try not to think about it too much, just chuck them in. We're just putting in some dark ones for the time being. We'll put in some lighter ones in a little while. Do something similar on the other side. Remember the big circles, round ones over here. Then as you get closer to the edge, just turn them into little discs, little ovals. Maybe have some that are touching the edge. Now look at this one, just touching the edge. Same up top on the top part of the head. Let's keep that going though with the lighter grey. Now, because we've added a dark grey on there, it really stands out. This lighter grey, which we've already used on there, because we're having a double dose of it, it will be nice and subtle, these next ones. So go and do the same again, look. Just with this lighter grey, and you can see how subtle they are. They just blend in a lot more. This is what I like about adding texture to a character, is just being able to add these little subtle little marks in there. They will blend in a little bit more. They will disappear. You could even bring a few of those into the white area, look. Just throwing them in wherever you want. Don't think about it too much, just go and throw them in. I always like a few little spots around the eyes, so I'm just going to put a few extra in there. We're on the home straight now. Let's bring this character alive with a little bit of black. So choose whether you want to use a thick black to colour in the eyes, or whether you want to use your outlining pen. I'm going to go and use my outlining pen. Colour in the eyes black, leave the reflections white. Same on the other side. Keep those reflections as round as you can, as neat as you can. That looks alright. Stick with that black, because what we're going to do now is we're going to put the little tonsils at the back of the throat. Now, when I'm drawing tonsils, you can just draw it all in one line. Personally, I like to do the actual tonsil bit first and then just do two more lines coming out the side. So like this, look, do the tonsil first, like that. And then from the top of that line, do one line just jumping out and dropping down. Another line jumping out, dropping down. Gives us a nice little tonsil shape. Can you see that all right? Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer. There we go. There's that tonsil. We're going to colour this bit in black. Now with the black, sometimes you do still need to give it like a double coat of black. How's that looking? That's looking alright. Like I said, I don't know if sharks have tonsils, but this one does. Let's finish off then. Whilst you've got that black pen in your hand, let's go and do some little black spots here and there. Again, don't think about it too much. Maybe you want to put a belly button on or something like that, a little bottom lip, whatever you want. Even some quote marks, look. Just putting in some little quote marks. If you want to make it look a bit more beaten up, then throw in some hashtags. We're going to put in a really complicated nose now for our shark. It's going to look like this. One little dot there, one little dot there. Use the position of the teeth to kind of help you put that in. I know, it's a shocker, isn't it? Complicated stuff. If anybody asks, it was the most difficult nose you've ever drawn, but you nailed it. Okay, do you want to put anything around the outside? Now, I didn't suggest bringing in a blue colour for this, but in fact, it might be nice to just bring in a blue colour. What did you do there, Donut? I didn't see yours, mate. Show me again. What have you got? Ah, yeah, that's awesome. Donut's got, I mean, we'll have a proper look at it later, but just Donut's gone like a sea line across the top. Not a sea line, a line for the top of the sea across the top, and then a little bit, some little blue bubbles around there. I'm going to do, amazingly, it's called sky blue, but I'm going to use this sky blue, real pale blue, just to put a little kind of, little bit of something around the outside edge. I'm not going to colour the whole thing in. That's going to be too much work for me. I'm just going to give it like a little bit of a hint of blue by putting in some little blue bubbles around here. But this is kind of where you can go crazy on yours. You can barely see those, but they, trust me, they look nice. But yeah, this is where you can go crazy on yours. You can put that line across the top. You can draw a boat across the top. You can draw loads of other little fish around the background. I might just, what is that? IB. Let's see what AB looks like as well. Got another lighter blue. This is a nice one as well. Let's bring some of these colours in. Maybe what we should do is put some actual bubbles in rather than just colouring them all in. How's that looking? Beautiful. Obviously it's Korp Academy, so I'm going to do a little comedy fly. Just sitting there, minding its own business. Like I say, a little belly button. Have fun with it now. Put something interesting in there. Lovely. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Little taste buds. Maybe a little line around the eyelet. What does that look like? We're at that point where you can just kind of make it up as you go along now. There's no right or wrong answer for any of this. There we go. I'm going to leave it like that. Quick signature, sign it if you like it, put somebody else's name on it if you don't like it, and then we'll have a little look at everybody's artwork. But I'm reasonably happy with that cute little, considering it's a cute piece, you know me, I don't really like doing cute pieces, but that looks alright. I really like the warmness, the hotness of the mouth, and how that works with the cool colours around the rest. Okay, let's have a look how everybody else has done. Whip yourself into gallery view, hold it up to screen. This is the best opportunity to kind of look at what other people have done if you're looking for some ideas of what you could do to finish your piece off. I love the fact that everyone's still drawing, everyone's coming up with something. Who's up first? Donut is what is that? Oh, that's a big water spout coming out the top. That's nice. Are we going for like a glitchy effect as well? Yeah, yeah. That's looking awesome, mate. And great work on the water. The water at the top there looks brilliant. Nice work, Donut. Well done, mate. Tash, how you getting on, mate? Yeah, super cute. Nice. Is that? Oh, you? Yeah, you do butterflies, don't you? Not flies. Yeah, cute little fly at the top there. A butterfly at the top there. Awesome stuff. Looks great. Nice one. Thank you, Tash. Glad you were able to join. I bet you're absolutely exhausted now, though. Ready for bed? Oh, mate, that's not. Yeah, fair enough. Can't argue with that. Nicola, how are you getting on with yours, mate? Ah, that's nice, Nicola. I really like the way you've kind of done that blue line at the top and then just blended it down, so you don't have to colour everything in, but your mind is telling you that everything below there is blue. Either that, or if you coloured it in yellow, it'd look a little bit like a shark that was sunbathing on a beach. I can kind of see that as well. Awesome stuff, Nicola. Well done. That looks absolutely spot on. Thank you, mate. Awesome. Right, nice one. Thank you very much for joining in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, 2 more videos coming out over the next few days as well, so keep an eye out for those over the weekend. And then I'll be back again on Tuesday. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the live sessions. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Bye. Cheers. Bye-bye.